How's everyone doing? Welcome to the final episode of After the After Hours with your boy TraderPrad. The final day of this week. Is tomorrow going to be a free fall Friday? Now get ready for tomorrow. Powell going on the microphone. Powell going on the microphone again. Get ready for tomorrow. So I do have a watch list ready, but if you guys are ready, hit that like and subscribe. Hit that like and subscribe. Thank you guys for all the love. Thank you guys for all the support. Started. Why don't we dive into the full screen and hit that like and subscribe. What's up, chat? How we doing? Okay, we're here. Is the mic unmuted? It is. My nose is super itchy. I'm not sure why. My nose is really itchy, chat. I might need to put lotion on my nose. I'll be right back. I had to go to the bedroom, pull out some lotion, and lotion my dry nose. I think that is the issue. My nose is so goddamn itchy, and no, it's not because of the white stuff. Okay, don't even make that joke. So I don't know what's wrong, but hey, one thing I do know is right. Maybe also wrong because. Time is cutting short. Time is being cut short, and that is time with my doggo. You know why? Because it's my dog's birthday today. So he's 1 year older, and that means 1 year less with me. But no, he's still a young doggo. He's turning 7 years old today. Turning 7 years old. We just cut his cake, or he just cut his cake, and we fed it to him. And yeah, nice little birthday cake for the doggo, turning 7 years old. Happy birthday, Coco. Happy earnings day to NVDA. So double the reason to have a cake today. God damn stupid. Fucking nose so itchy. Double the reason to have a cake today. And my hair looks like Einstein, but hey, when has it not? Double the reason to eat cake today, but sadly that cake from NVDA tasted pretty sugar-free, if I can say so. It tasted very sugar-free because it just did not have any momentum behind it. It first went lower, then it went higher, then it came back down, traded sideways. So very sugar-free cake from NVDA. Not a lot of juice from it from the earnings report. I didn't even read the earnings report, so you know, I'm keeping that a suspense for myself. Well, that's not true. I'll be honest with you. The reason why I didn't read the earnings report is because I didn't have time to. I was obviously celebrating my dog's birthday and didn't have time to prepare for tonight's stream, so I don't have a watch list prepared. I don't have, this part of the reason why I'm rambling so much. I don't have a watch list prepared. I don't have any content prepared like I usually do, but it's me. I'm TraderPrad. I know what to do. I know what to talk about. So we're just gonna wing tonight's stream, okay? We're gonna wing tonight's stream, and hopefully I'm able to cover all the stocks and moves that I want to. Why don't I start with taking a look at, like what I always do, my trades on the day and talk about my trades, and then we can build on the stream from there. If you have any stocks you want me to take a look at, today might be your lucky day because I don't have a watch list already. It might just be the day where I look at all stocks chat throws at me. So let's take a look at what you guys have in store for me and all other fun stuff. What is this? What is this button here? I've never seen that button. Profile. Oh, that's the symbol for Grok. Oh, they changed Grok's symbol. That's pretty cool. Grok wasn't that same symbol. They changed Grok's symbol there. Ooh, that's me, my beautiful face. But let's go find my trades on the day. That's right. Look at that beautiful number. It is actually, I'm not bullshitting. I'm not making it up. That is my actual P&L on the day. I'm down 666R on the day today, or 0.666 R on the day today. So that's actually crazy. I haven't seen the 666 number in a long time in my trading career. Usually I used to see it every day. I haven't seen it in a long time, and today I was able to recreate that scenario. But how did the day go? Pretty garbage if you ask me. Traded off the open very jumpy, traded off the open very poorly, and then had to spend the rest of the day kind of working to make my money back. So made some of it back, right? I was down about 1.2 R maybe, and I made a little bit of that back on the second half of the day trades. But off the open, had I just not been jumpy, not been so trigger itchy to trade SMCI, you know, maybe this name would not be the biggest name of the day for me. Another one that was the biggest name of the day red for me was HIMS, which I'm okay with. The setup on HIMS, had it actually worked out, it would have been a monster winner. And same thing over here. Had it worked out over here, it would have been a monster winner. You can see how later on in the day the stock actually goes where I wanted to, but it did not go when I wanted it to, sadly. So missing out on that move over there. But I'm not as upset as losing on HIMS as I am as losing on SMCI, because there was no setup here. I'm just kind of bullshitting, making up a setup. The setup is going long, potentially on the breakout of 56, or a dip into VWAP and a hold above VWAP. But, you know, I'm just kind of making up a tape read over here as the stock is holding above 55. Don't get me wrong, you know, it's a fair tape read. Had this trade worked, I probably would not say, is that picture on the wall behind you Ani? No, that's Mila Kunis. Why would I have Ani up there? You're crazy. But had I just waited a little bit longer on SMCI, I would have easily avoided some of the chops that I went through on the day today, and not been on a red note to start off the day. So SMCI, HIMS, horrible trades to start with. APP, not as bad of a trade, but the entry was horrible. So the entry should have been $4 lower. This was the breakout. I had the order from 320 already thrown in because the stock kind of was rejecting 320 on the pops. It capitulated below downside over here. I guess I shouldn't say capitulated because it didn't really have a big volume spike, but it bottomed out and it managed to go back to the north side, and that was a monster move on APP today. But I tried the long right here above VWAP, or a move back above VWAP, and got stopped out. Didn't respect the stop that the stock needed. It's like a $300 name with a $3 spread randomly, a $5 spread randomly. So I didn't give it the stop that it needed. I gave it a $2 stop. And also I chased the entry, technically the breakouts over here. So a couple reasons over there why I could have saved some money on APP. Today APP actually had a negative sentiment in pre-market, a double short report. Before that they already had a short report. Today they come out with 2 new short reports, and you know, big move to the downside in the pre-market to begin with. Overall down 17, I think more than 17% at one point. So insane move over there. Tesla, nothing burger trade, don't really have anything there to talk about. Not a winner, not a loser, so nothing there to talk about. Now let's talk about no, we'll save the winners for later. Let's talk about a couple more losers over here. Instacart. It reported earnings. We talked about this yesterday on stream. Popped up and basically had its back and forth shenanigans off the open, and you know, tried to go higher, failed to do that, had a failed breakout, came back lower, testing VWAP, failing to hold VWAP. So I'm thinking, you know, it's got to roll from here. It just broke that low. It's got to roll from here and you know, easily move back into the lower days as the market's rolling too. If you look at it, it's actually eerily similar to how HIMS played out, right? HIMS takes out the similar low, pops back up, and then takes the bottom again. So while the market moves, I guess both of these stocks kind of just followed the market overall. So a little early to the trade perhaps, and not getting back in the trade maybe over here or over here. I don't know if it was even worth it to get back again. So that's something that I'll have to go through when I'm actually going on and making notes on these trades off stream. But at the moment, I think I take this trade, you know, 9 times out of 10, and it just happens to be the 1 times out of 10, or maybe the 7 times out of 10 where it works, and the 3 times out of 10 when this doesn't work. It just happened to be the one of those 3 times today that had to hit me with. So wah wah. LMND, I talked about this one yesterday on stream. I said short any pops around 30. And I stuck to my word, but one thing that kept me away from that trade idea and made me take smaller size is because of the stock, how it behaved off the open. If you see, we actually have a lot of back and forth in front of 29. The stock kind of has a flat resistance right in front of 29. A lot of back and forth, 27 to 29, 27 back to 29. But now the range starts to get smaller. Now you have a move from 28 to 29, 28 to 29, and then you have a clean breakout of 29, a move into $30, a retest of 29, a hold, and then a blast off. So considering this little pattern over here, how it broke through the open, I figured, you know, the stock could easily get above 30. I still want to try the trade because the daily chart and the technical analysis that I did on it, I still like the trade at that moment, but I realized why the nuance behind the trade over here is not in my favor and actually against my favor. So I sized way less. I'll tell you exactly how much I lost on this trade. I lost $3, so I sized way less than I normally would, and I kept the stop very tight. I didn't let the stop go too far higher than 30. I traded it like how I would trade if I had actual size, but because I saw the nuances, it's not in my favor, I didn't actually take size on it. This one, I started trading it really well. Stock halted on the move up to $4, opened above 4, ran up into 450, really struggled around 450. I got the short on the halt open, but right after opening after the halt, the stock really started running higher. So I take a stop on my first entry, which I guess you could say is the backside entry, right? Later on, as the stock starts to create lower highs, that's when I really start to pile in on the trade, add on the breakdown. That breakdown entry should have been much higher, but the stock is SSR, that's short sale restriction. So I actually don't get filled on the breakdown. The stock skips my entry, so I'm now chasing the entry. I'm now chasing the entry to the downside and you know, taking the entry much lower. Same thing happens over here. I forget that it's SSR again. I have an order out to take the breakdown, and I'm not getting filled on the breakdown. I'm going, what's going on? Why am I not getting filled? Then I realize again, wait, it's SSR, and I do the dumb thing, which I chase instead of just saying, you know, let's handle the trade the way it is. I'm just going to manage the trade the best I can out of it, because now I've basically pyramid into this trade like an absolute idiot. So I gotta manage the trade to the best of my ability, and I was actually deep in the money over here. So not taking any money over here was really stupid, but overall, by the time I get out of the trade, I actually close for probably my biggest profit on the day, on the open especially, so that's good. Later on in the day, the stock does pop back into this $3 area. That should have been a short for sure, or even on the trend line break over here. If you kind of draw that trend line, you had tons of pops to get short into and risk a move above 3 or risk the move above VWAP as your stop. And then you could add it on the breakdown over here and get a nice little flush into $2 to take advantage. I'm not sure if the stock went much lower, but beautiful short cap, small cap name. Did I say short cap? Beautiful small cap name today. And there were a bunch of them. There were a bunch of small cap names today. Ah, shit. I forgot to... Yep, I forgot to, usually as I'm trading throughout the day, I put it in a Discord chat, in my personal Discord chat. It's private, nobody can see it. What stocks were moving around the day, and you know, what is important to put notes on. Sadly, I forgot what other small cap stocks are moving on the day. So I can't remember right off the top of my head because I didn't trade any of the other ones, but this one was a very good name. I think MULN was a name that moved today. That was a good one too. Oh, SYTA. Now I'm remembering some of them. SYTA, a great short. I'm not going to complain why I didn't trade this one. I'm not going to complain why. I'm just going to say, you know, I was not able to trade the stock, and sadly, you know, not able to capitalize on a great short. Sadly not able to capitalize on a great short. So beautiful move to the downside on SYTA, along with ENBV, was it? ENVB. AAP, the other name that's very similar to APP. Well, not really, but not in any way or shape or form. Just in the tickers, right? Just in the tickers and the symbols. AAP, Advanced Auto Parts, reported earnings, started holding into $40 off the open, had a breakdown around 40, and it just traded sideways for too long that I exhausted myself and I started taking out some of my shares for flat. Later on, the stock drops and it again just goes sideways for so long. I get exhausted and I close my trade for a very small winner. Had I stuck to my rules and just traded the trade, not being, you know, emotional because I'm down on the day, and just stuck to the game plan, it would have been a completely different story, because here is my game plan, as you can see right off the bat. Okay, we're short. Where is that marker actually? That, okay, yeah, so boom, short, never gets above the 21 EMA, never gets above the 9 EMA. Nice and slow and steady to the downside, grinding. No reason to get out, no reason to exit, no capitulation at all. Does the stock break previous 5-minute bar highs? Sure, but that's a setup when the stock is really in momentum and you know, going in a direction too fast, too quick. This one wasn't. If you know, where I entered, had the stock done this and then started bringing in some capitulatory volume and then had some sort of V-shaped bounce, that would have been a reason to use a 2-minute trail, a 5-minute trail. But besides that, this stock is not doing that at all. It's slow, dropping, prices being accepted after the drop. Yes, there's a little bit of a volume spike on the drop, but prices being accepted after all of these drops, and people are saying, you know what, yeah, this company sucks now, and with tariffs probably it's gonna have a little bit more issues, and it just goes sideways, lower. So it just, no reason to get out of the trade at all. Doesn't get above the 21 EMA ever. Doesn't get above the 9 EMA. Well, it does a little bit, but doesn't really spend too much time above the 9 EMA. In fact, I bet you every single one of these bars closed under the 9 EMA. So no reason to ever get out. And you can see how the code actually makes me get out at the end of the day over here after shorting. So you're capturing more than what my initial measured move target was. So my initial measured move target was a $2 move, $40 to $42. So $2 measured move. You end up getting a little bit more than that measured move. You end up getting a $3 move for basically risking what, like 50 cents, risking $1 on this trade. You ended up getting $3 on this name for doing absolutely nothing, and all you had to do was hold the name and you know, hold it till the end of the day. So very upsetting to do shit like this, and it's not like the first time. I just keep doing it every single time. So this guy is my spirit animal today. Sometimes good, sometimes maybe shit. Sometimes maybe good, sometimes maybe shit, right? Just gotta stick to the game plan, ladies and gentlemen. That's all it is. Make a game plan and stick to it. Had a big picture. I had the measured move target. I didn't need a move to 37. All I needed was a move to 38 for my target. But the trade was so good that it gave you a move to 37, right? Oh boy, water is so good. That's fresh, cold water. Ooh, so good. Okay, time to make a watch list, ladies and gentlemen. Let's make a watch list with you live, because I did not get time to make a watch list today. NVDA, Snowflake, C3AI, CRM, Mara, Joby, IonQ. Oh my god, what a watch list already. VST, okay, we'll throw it in there. NCLH, I don't really care, but I'll throw it in there. VTRS, Viatris. I think that was the company that somebody I know was gonna buy the company out. Viatris, if I remember correctly. TD Bank reporting tomorrow. Opera Browser. I didn't even know they were public. That's a lie. I knew they were public. I just don't trade them at all, so I don't care if they're public. Lowe's, NRG, we'll throw these in there. Who cares? We'll throw them in there. AAP, I traded you today, and you were a good short, so I want you on my watch list. FSLR, LCID, don't care. CART, I'll throw it in there. Lemonade, you did recover $30. So I'm not sure if I want to look for you as a short. Workday popped up today. I'll put you on the watch list. I'll throw HD in there. We'll throw Hims. We'll throw Riot because Mara is on the watch list also, because Mara reported today after hours. Tempest AI, don't care. Zoom, don't care. I'll throw it in there, and if there is no real trade level to trade off of, I'm not gonna care too much about it. Now I'm gonna go to my boys at Centerpoint. Let's go check out Centerpoint. Love the golden check mark. Let's go see what my boys at Centerpoint put in their summary. NVIDIA, ooh, APP, can't forget about that one. APP, SMCI, BABA, China number one. China keeps going higher and higher. OKLO up 9% as AI stocks bounce after a sharp sell-off. I'm pretty sure they've sold right back to the downside. OKLO, Hood, I guess that's like in the crypto basket, so we'll throw Hood, Coin, MSTR, IBIT in the watch list over there. Meta up 2% after reports that 200 billion AI data center project may be in the works for the company. meta news, some AI news coming out, okay? And along with that, we're gonna throw in some of the large cap stocks: Meta, Tesla, Microsoft, Google, Apple. NVIDIA is already on there. What am I forgetting? Don't care about Netflix. I guess the next few things we need is the QQQ, S&P 500, and the IWM. Okay, so I have a watch list ready now. Boom, boom, pow. We got a nice watch list ready. I know some of you have some names that you talked about. Let me quickly scan the chat. Apple, NVIDIA, CRM, SMCI, HLF is on stock twits, and 5 funds bought shares. If the stock is not doing volume, I swear to God. 2 million shares on an $8 name. I mean, not bad. If it has a breakout, I'll care. If it breaks out about 9, I'll care. But if it doesn't, I don't care. Simple as that. TNDM. If it doesn't have volume, no, I'm joking. 1 million shares for 33. It's a lot better than 2 million shares for an $8 name. Okay, it's a lot better than 2 million shares for an $8 name. Looks like they're exactly at their previous earnings VWAP, and right now the stock just reported earnings. Ooh, that does not look good. That looks like a recipe for disaster. I'm not sure what they do. Tandem diabetes care, so possible diabetes name. And if I am to scroll back, yes, I'm expecting exactly this. So I'm thinking Ozempic is a big reason why the stock went from $150 to $13, and they're not gonna have a lot of bright future continuing down this path if they're not looking to somehow join forces with Ozempic, potentially still losing a lot of money. Possibly not a name that I really care to trade tomorrow. That is a decent move to the downside, but if volume is not there, then you know, I'm not too excited to make a decision on this. I've never traded this either, so I don't know what the spread is like. And I promise you that there's way better names tomorrow to day trade than this one, just off the list that I just read off for you, right? We got absolute banger names reporting earnings today after hours, so focusing on something like TNDM might just be the wrong thing. At least in my case, if I'm trading TNDM tomorrow, especially off the open, it doesn't matter if I'm making money on this name or not. My manager is gonna rip me a new one. He'd be yelling at me, why am I not focusing on CRM or Snowflake or NVIDIA? Like, I'll promise you, if I trade small caps tomorrow and make money on them, not only am I gonna get yelled at for trading small caps, then you know, it's gonna be like, oh, good job for making money on it, but you could have made more money by doing this, by doing that. I promise you, it's gonna happen. So you know, this is probably not a name in that case if I'm thinking about, you know, what my manager's teaching me, right? My managers are teaching me to go a different route, focusing on in-play names. Is this an in-play name? For sure, but there's a million other stocks like these that reported that don't really have volume on them intraday, and chances of them bringing in any extra volume because of earnings are fairly low. However, I'm gonna give you my technical analysis, which is what you are here for. You're not here for my rants. So my technical analysis quickly tells me that if the stock does not hold 27, which is exactly where it's at right now in the after hours, if it's not holding 27, there's no more longs. You gotta forget about looking for the longs. If it does get support at 27, there could be a very easy long tomorrow, so you gotta look for that, obviously. Keep in mind the stock is below its 200 and 250 day moving averages, so that is a bearish negative sentiment. It is also, is that the 52-week low? It's very close to being at the 52-week low. So 52-week low is $26, $25. You can say 27 to 26. You got the 52-week low area, and the stock is basically dropping into that. So if it gets below it, there's simply no longs. You don't go long below 27. If it starts holding around 27, there's a nice easy long for you to play with. I think it bounces tomorrow off of this. It looks like they reported green. They actually reported profit instead of losing money, and they also beat revenue a little bit. So I'm not understanding why they dropped all the way down, but hey, I don't care to understand why. I'll be honest with you, I don't care to understand why they go down. I'm more interested in understanding why NVIDIA did absolutely nothing today. Let's go take a look at this. Are these all other stocks? No, don't ruin it for me. Gosh. Reported fourth quarter revenue 39.3 billion, up 12% quarter over quarter, up 78% year over year. Revenue not 100% anymore. Psh, garbage company. What a doo-doo company. Imagine calling yourself an NVIDIA employee. You guys only grow by 78% and only make 40 billion a year. Garbage. Spit on you guys. The revenue total beat street consensus of 38 billion. Quarterly revenue total was a company record. NVIDIA reported fourth quarter earnings of 89 cents per share, marking 82% year over year. Increase exceeded the street consensus estimates of 84 cents. I mean, these are small beats for how much you guys are actually growing, I guess, on the estimate side, but you're still growing in high double-digit numbers, which is insane for a $1 trillion company, which is insane for a company as big as NVIDIA. Like, this is not like your small affirm type company, right? This is one of the biggest companies in the world, or publicly at least, and it's growing by 82%. So still a growth company, right? So when does this growth start going lower? When do they start going below 50%? That's probably when it's really kind of question, like, okay, is the AI bubble stopping? Are people stopping to spend on AI and all those questions? But at the moment, like, they're making so much money, hand over fist. We also do know, though, there is a problem with potential DeepSeek that caused that problem, that you might not need as many NVIDIA chips to make AI. And if you've seen the Microsoft quantum chip Majorana, however you say that, Majorana 1, that quantum chip is very interesting. And if that quantum chip actually works the way they say it does, that is, in my opinion, at least, you know, in my expert opinion, which is not expert in any shape or form, is that quantum chip could replace possibly a graphical unit that is required to train AIs. Like, all this GPU and computational power that you're putting through a GPU, maybe a quantum chip can do that at half the speed, half the time, half the power, or maybe more power. I don't know how it works. Maybe you need a goddamn, you know, nuclear fuel generator in your house to run that quantum chip, for all I know. But if it works the way I think it does, then it should replace NVIDIA. And if NVIDIA is worried about that, then they want to possibly, you know, jump the train, partner with Microsoft, partner with some company like IonQ, Qubit, I don't know, partner with somebody and start creating this quantum chip so you can compete with Microsoft. I mean, Microsoft's a software company, and they're creating hardware now. Okay? That's if you ask me, that's an EP in itself. But Microsoft's not responding that way, right? Like, Microsoft is a software company, and they are now releasing like hardware. Like, that's insane if you ask me. Like, they already have hardware, like Microsoft tablets, Microsoft phones. Windows phones were a thing back in the day, if you remember. But the concept I was going is like the hardware in terms of like chips, right? So, pretty good move from Microsoft. Great 17-year, I think that's what they said, 17-year innovation from Microsoft. And I think NVIDIA might want to join that side. So, March or May, I can't remember the date, March or May, NVIDIA will be having the quantum computing conference which will be very interesting. I'm interested to see how that one plays out. Let's continue down the report. 89 cents per share versus 84, marking an 82% year-over-year increase. Demand for Blackwell is amazing as reasoning AI adds another scaling law, whatever that means. Fiscal revenue 130.5 billion. Company record up 114%. Segment revenue, let's take a look at this. Data center up 13% year over year, 16% quarter over quarter. Gaming dropping down. Who's buying other chips than NVIDIA chips? What the heck? Professional visualization, huh? 10% and 5%. Automotive 103% and 27%. What's next? Guidance first quarter 43 billion. Okay, plus or minus 2%. This is ahead of the street consensus of 41 billion, so beating estimates on the guidance. The company guides for non-GAAP gross margin to be between 71% in the first quarter. We successfully ramped up massive scale productions of the Blackwell AI supercomputers, achieving billions of dollars in sales in the first quarter. AI is advancing at light speed as agentic AI and physical AI set the stage for the next wave of AI revolution. I guess we were at generative AI, so now agentic AI and physical AI are the next stages, and honestly we're already seeing these stages play out. You're seeing a lot of AI agents come out, and you'll be seeing more coming out, more of them coming out in the next few years, so keep an eye out for them. Physical AIs basically will be, they already tried this, but it was an absolute fail, like the rabbit product, the little Palm AI product that they had. It was horrible, and shout out to MKBHD for killing that product and burying it absolutely in the ground where it belongs. But physical AI in the sense of robots, you'll start seeing a lot more of that. You saw the Tesla project that they had going, the little event. That event was fake, but more of that we'll be seeing here. I'm actually seeing a lot of robot stuff happening recently on Instagram. Stage for the next wave of AI to revolution for the large industry. So stock overall 0.8% down at the time of the report, but it also went higher. It also came back lower. It also did absolutely nothing. So as for the move, a nothing burger move, right? So all we have are charts such as the hourly charts, the weekly charts, the monthly charts, the 5-minute charts, and just look for patterns to come into play for us to take advantage. Is that oh, we do get 65 minutes intraday. So hourly charts, 5-minute charts, 30-minute charts, 15-minute charts. Basically you're gonna just go top-down approach. For me at the moment, the stock is very much stuck in I guess you could say a bounce, right? You could say a bounce from here. If it doesn't go below 130, that's gonna be my trigger point to only look long. But if it gets below 130, then I'm not sure I want to be fighting the long, and it's almost like 129. Let's actually go to the hourly chart and turn off regular trading hours and see how the chart looks then. So you can see how you got this 130 to 128.50, kinda this little area where the stock could eventually find support and bounce back. So if it doesn't start holding this 130 on the pullback tomorrow, I'm not even sure if it's above 130 right now in the after hours. So let's go take a look at that. It is slightly below 130. It's right above 129. But if it's not staying higher than this area, I'm not sure I want to be fighting the long tomorrow. Yeah, they're growing by 90%, but Tariff Man, as my manager calls him, the Tariff Man is out in full force, and he is slapping tariffs on China, on EU, on Mexico, and all of this can't be good for the market. The market clearly is not reacting well to all of these news catalysts being dropped. So not sure if I'm bullish or if I'm bearish off the earnings report. I think the fact that the stock had a nothing burger move from the report itself is telling, and it might be a stock to potentially not touch tomorrow. But that being said, I'm going to for sure be looking for a trade on it. I'll be lying to you if I said I'm not looking for a trade on that name tomorrow. Let's talk about Snowflake, S-N-O-W. I just have no levels on NVDA. I need to have levels on NVIDIA. How do I not have levels on NVIDIA? Okay, anyways. Snowflake. Let's go check out Snowflake. Ooh, what the heck is this? Why not have a better earnings report? Thank you. Reported fourth quarter results, closing bell, 30 cents per... That's all Snowflake makes. 30 cents per share, which beat estimates of 17 cents per share. Quarterly revenue, almost $1 billion versus almost $1 billion. Increase over revenue of 774 million. So that's good. So increase from same period last year. Product revenue grew by 28%. Net revenue retention rate grew by 126%. 580 customers with trailing 12-month product revenue greater than 1 million. 745 Forbes Global 2000 customers. Okay, that's like a little bit of a look at my PP kind of a statement over there, but I like it. That's a good statement if you ask me. Remaining performance obligation 6.9 billion, representing 33% year-over-year growth. Also announced to expand partnership with Microsoft, or should I say Microsoft, that integrates Microsoft OpenAI service, providing access to OpenAI models. Everyone has access to OpenAI models. OpenAI is like that girl that just gets passed around now by every single big company. We delivered another strong quarter with product revenue 943 million, up strong 28% year over year, and the remaining performance obligations totaling 6.9 billion. Sridhar Ramaswamy, I like it, my guy, Indian dude. Today, Snowflake is most consequential data and AI company in the world. More than 11,000 customers are already betting their business on our easy to use, efficient and trusted platform. We see tremendous opportunities ahead of our support ahead to support our customers throughout their end-to-end data lifecycle, and we are laser focused on delivering on this vision. Snowflake sees first quarter revenue in the range of 955 to 960. Quarter over quarter, you might be dropping there, buddy. Quarter over quarter, not looking good. Versus 1 billion estimate, and you also missing estimates. What the? The company sees fiscal revenue of 2026 coming in at 4.28 versus 4.41. What the? So why is the stock up like 10% in the after hours into 120? You're missing on guidance and revenue for the full year. But however, you did report 28% growth, right? You also beat EPS nicely. You also almost doubled, not double, but almost doubled EPS, and really good beat on revenue also. But the guidance, usually a guidance like that takes the stock lower. But I guess they are expected to report $1 billion and they're guiding 955 million. It's not that far out, right? Not that far out. It just means that their recovering revenue is going to give them that range, and they might surpass that with more integrations and partnerships that they create down the line, and they might actually end up beating the 1 billion marker. At least that's my thinking behind it. That's my idea. That's my thinking behind it. That's why I'm thinking the stock got bought up the way it did. So overall bullish. Ooh, okay, we'll delete this one. Overall bullish sentiment on, okay, maybe not. We'll throw that one back. Overall bullish sentiment on Snowflake over here. Now this is what we're doing. This is what we'll do. There we go. Boom. Answer solved. Overall, pretty bullish on the move. The stock did pop almost into 52-week highs, but struggling right at last month's high. You can see how last month's high at 190. It's not really able to get above it. I guess the guidance is the reason why I couldn't get above. If the guidance was bullish, I bet you it gets above this area, right? So it didn't really get above this area. Maybe tomorrow pre-market, we actually see the stock kind of setting up in this area and then setting up for a nice little breakout for a move above 200. How much is it already up? I think it was up like 9%. So that's 17%. Right now it's... Wait, that's not true. From here. Where did it close today? So that's 13%. Closing around 9%. That would be 16%. And if we just kind of shrink this chart a little bit more, that would be 20%. You grew by 20% and you go up by 20%. So I'm saying you go above 200 tomorrow if it's a good day. If you had a bad day, if you have a good day, we'll see if Snowflake can get above 200 or not. So watching for possible the money trade opportunity on Snowflake. If you're interested to learn more about what the money trade is, just type it in on Google. Type in the money trade SMB. It's a very detailed setup. I'm looking to go long on the breakout above pre-market high, and I'm looking to buy dips into pre-market lows and see if the stock can set up for a good long opportunity for me to get through some of these resistance levels. So let's see if that sets up tomorrow for us to take advantage on Snowflake. Let me throw some levels in my notes over here. As for support, I'm watching 175, whatever the last week's low is, 176.35. So I'm just gonna say 175 for now for support. I don't want to see the stock below 175. As for resistance, we got above 190, where the stock is clearly playing that as a resistance. Above 190, I'm just gonna throw in that 194.50 area, which was the 52-week high and also last week's high. So last week's high is not last month's high, but a little bit higher, is 194.50 and then 200. Inflection, I'm gonna say, let's see what happens in pre-market for what the inflection level is. And it's not really an under overplayed right now. It's more you know, what type of patterns do I see in the pre-market and how can I take advantage of these patterns off the open for some sort of a setup that I can trade on. C3 AI, whew, okay, AI is not in the game, I guess. So C3 AI going to the downside. Looks like it actually made a decent bounce, but still trading around Tuesday's low. Trading around Tuesday's low at the moment. I guess that's bearish enough for me. Let's go take a quick look at the earnings report on the name. How did you guys report? Third quarter revenue 98.8 million, up 26%. Damn it, that's gonna be harder for me to look short compared to estimates of 98.1, so barely beating estimates. Subscription revenue total to 85.7, so that's basically all your revenue. 22% year-over-year growth on subscription revenue. Subscription revenue represented 87% of the quarter. Yeah, we can see that. When you say 85% and you reported 98, we can do the math. Thank you though for telling me that. The company had a net loss of 12 cents per share, which beat the estimates of a net loss of 25 cents per share. In the third quarter, achievements, significant milestones, revenue. So you never said what the significant milestones were except for the fact that you were up on revenue. This is why I hate this company. Like, what do you guys do? Expanding our global distribution network, advancing our leadership in agentic and generative AI. No one uses you for generative AI. Who uses C3 AI for generative AI? People use ChatGPT for this shit. No one uses you guys. And what kind of agentic AI do you have, huh? We'll see this, man. This company is a joke. During the third quarter, C3 AI closed 66 agreements, including 50 pilots. With who? Who are you closing these agreements with? With the U.S. Air Force? I'm not buying any of this, bro. I'm not buying any of this. And isn't government spending gonna get cut for all these garbage companies anyways? Isn't that why Palantir is taking a beating to the downside? And apparently Palantir is a front, or CIA is a front for Palantir, according to Peter Thiel. So, you know, Palantir might not see too big of a budget cut in that case because Peter Thiel is backing Palantir. Peter Thiel is also a good friend of Elon Musk. Maybe not anymore, but he still is invested in Elon Musk companies. So I don't think Palantir is going to see a big backslash, but other companies like C3AI, LMT, RTX, they're probably going to see that backslash, and that's why the stock has seen a little bit of a down move. But hey, they're closing deals. My job is not to be an analyst, it's to be a day trader. So if it has a good move to the upside tomorrow, who am I to fight it? But for now, it is moving in the right direction, which is to the downside. Screw this name. I'm so biased on this company. I just don't understand what they do. nonsense, absolute nonsense. C3AI and Microsoft have closed 28 agreements. They actually have Microsoft duped into their nonsense across 9 industries as part of strategic alliance. The joint qualified opportunity pipeline between the two companies was up 244% year over year. That's insane. That's insane. They're actually able to. I'm at loss for words every time I read this company's earnings report. C3AI will hold its C3 Transform 2025. You better show me something good. March 18th on 2025. So we'll see what happens over there. Bringing C3 AI experts and early adopters who can speak to the value of enterprise AI. C3 Transform gives customers, partners, and prospects a chance to discover. Okay, dude, whatever. C3 AI fourth quarter revenue to be in the range of 103 to 113. Full year fiscal year revenue guided range of 383 to 393. Estimates, hello. We have technology, however the stock did drop to the downside. It's not that big of a drop, so it's kind of insignificant if you ask me. It did drop 10%. Okay, it is significant, but overall closing around 3% is not that big of a drop if you but ooh, the stock is on a nice move to the downside. Nice move. Not sure if I'm gonna be expecting a lot more. Clearly this day's low, Tuesday's low is oh, that's not even Tuesday's low. Oh, that is Tuesday's low. Oh yeah, we did. I said we were hanging around Tuesday's low. I'm forgetting what I said. So clearly, this is going to be the under/over area, the $25. Oop, didn't mean to open that. I think the inflection level is going to be the $25. If the stock gets below, was it 25 or 24? That day's low is 25. Yeah. So if it's under 25, there's just no more shorts. If it's above 25, there's if it's under 25, there's no more longs, and if it's above 25, there's no more shorts. So simple trade idea on AI over there for me. Earnings report was good. I can see it holding 25 on dips. If it doesn't hold 25, I am ready, guns blazing, to look for the short on on AI. Next stock, CRM. Let's take a look at this one's earnings report. It's already 8:50. Boy, oh boy. Spent a lot of time talking about my feelings on the stocks instead of actually talking about the trade. So we're going to spend a long time today. That also means I don't get to eat my dinner today. Awesome. Salesforce reported earnings of 2.78 versus 2.61, 9.99 versus 10.03, increase from 9.287. Growing, missing estimates, growing, beating estimates. 900 million data AI recurring revenue up 120%. Since October, closed 5,000 agent force deals, including more than 3,000 paid. What happened to the other 2,000? The other 2,000 were free? Data cloud surpasses 50 trillion records, which doubled year over year. Nearly half of the Fortune 100 are both AI and data cloud customers. On help, Salesforce.com, Agentforce has held 380,000 conversations, achieving an 84% resolution rate, with only 2% of the requests requiring human escalation. Ooh, that's actually not bad. We've had an incredible quarter, bunch of nonsense over there and other stuff. What is this? Highest cash flow, 60 billion. Okay, not bad. Salesforce first quarter sees earnings between 2.53 to 2.5, so dropping quarter over quarter versus estimates of 2.61, missing on estimates. 9.71 to 9.96, dropping quarter over quarter, and also missing estimates. Let's take a look at the full year number now. 11.09 to 11.17 versus 11.19, so missing over there too. 4.05 to 4.9 versus 41.34, so missing on that side too. The stock better have dropped in the after hours, and it did drop 5% off that report. Yeah, they're growing, but the guidance is not looking so good. The guidance is actually looking scary. Maybe some slowdown over here. in high tariff season. You know, people are worried. The market already showing like it's topping out signs, and every single pops are getting sold off. Today the market actually gapped higher, but you can see how they used the gap up on the market to really sell it and close it red. So even today the market managed to end up at, what did it close red? Oh, actually managed to close green, but almost, you know, closed red on the market today. So they just used that pop to sell more inventory on the market. So you want to be careful, and I think other stocks are also kind of throwing some caution into the wind over here, that hey, we might actually see some decline across the board, and CRM's guidance is looking exactly like that. So a little bit of a drop in the after hours, popped into today's close, and then sold off right from that area. $300 stock that does, like, you know, okay volume. 12 million shares is actually not bad. Overall average is 6 million, so possibly we do get 12 million shares tomorrow. I think under over 300 will be the simple trade. If the stock is not above 300 tomorrow, you're basically looking shorts on every pop. If it is above 300, then people did not mind the fact that the stock had somewhat of a negative report, and they are going to continue looking to buy the dips on this name. I also want to quickly go take a look at CRM to see if it's at 200-day moving averages. A break below 300 could take it right into the 200-day moving averages of 290. So I'm going to put 290 as a support area watch, 200 DMA. So you want to be very careful not shorting or not taking the breakdown of 290 unless it's really holding firm below 290. You can take the breakdown at 300 or short the pops into 300, but you want to make sure that you're not shorting into 290 area. What is that low? I thought I already had that low marked off. I thought I just had that low marked off. 300, and then below 300 you want to watch out for 290. The stock's ATR is exactly $10, $9, so you potentially get a move to 290 and a little bit more if 300 breaks, so you want to keep an eye out for that. MARA, what? What? When did this happen? When did Mara end up at $12? Yikes. Ish. All right. So reported okay, I guess. They popped up, so market clearly liked the report, but did they get above the line that I just drew on the stock? Barely. They got above it, and they are trying to stay above it. I think it's a fairly under over 13 for me on this name. Let's quickly zoom out to the daily chart again. So that little pocket, you better hold that on the dip tomorrow. If you're not holding 13 on Mara, I am not interested on the long. Am I interested on the short? Not really. I think if cryptocurrencies are a high priority name for me, it's not going to go to Mara. I'm just going to go trade Coinbase or IBIT or MSTR. So Mara is just not going to bite the cake for me. If Bitcoin is actually having a good relief day tomorrow and going back higher, Mara, if stays strong above 13 with that same reasoning, then I love the long. Then I really love the long, right? So watching Mara under over 13. Joby, however you want to call it, reported earnings. Drone company, ooh, actually flying to the high side after reporting earnings. Not bad. So flying high after reporting earnings. Do I want to get rid of some of these earnings? So getting a little bit of a pop after reporting earnings. Not bad. Interested to see how the stock reacts to it. $7. Did we get above 7? We're still below 7. So you want to see it above 7, in my opinion. You want to see this little support area or previous support area turning into support again and not being a resistance. If the report is good, which it seems like it wasn't, right? Losing more money than estimated, not making as much money. They're only making $5,000 of what? What? I'm not looking long on this name. What? Ah, come on, dude. They only make $5,000 a quarter? In 4 months, you make 5K. 5K revenue. Come on, man. I'm not even sure I want to look long. Maybe just look short on the pops. Made 5K in a queue. Might just look for pops to short. Ion Q. Let's watch Ion Q. What did you do today, buddy boy? A little bit of a drop on Ion Q here. The ringleader of all of the quantum names starting to maybe look a little heavy after its earnings report. So that could open up some downside on other names like ARQQ. ARQQ has no goddamn volume on it at all. So that's the sad part about that. RGTI, LAES, QQ. UBT, QBTS. So there's so many quantum names. Pick your poison. Your ringleader obviously is going to be Ion Q, especially because it reported earnings. So it's going to dictate the move for the other names. So I'm pretty interested to see how Ion Q sets up tomorrow. Possible breakdown below 26, 25 area. If the stock doesn't stay strong above 25.50, I'm gonna give it leeway room up to 25.50. If the stock doesn't get below 25.50, I'm not looking short. So what was the after hour low here? 24 was the after hour low. But that last month low, I think it was last month low. Is it last month? Yes, last month low, 26, 25. I don't want to see the stock below 25, right? I'm just going to give it 25. I don't want to see the stock below 25 if I'm going long. But if I'm going short, I would love to see the stock below 25. So let's see what pre-market sets up on this name. Is that all the names that we had on the earnings board? So that took half an hour. God damn it. Let's go take a look at stocks that report tomorrow pre-market. I'm pretty sure VST is pre-market. Yes, so these ones are the pre-market name. VST, Vista Energy, Vistra Corp. So 130, nice triple bottom around this 130.50, 130.150. If it's pretty simple. If it's not holding 130 tomorrow after reporting earnings, that's going to be your inflection level. Shorts below 130, longs above 130. If the report comes out profitable and the stock is making a pop into this 176.50, 180, I'm interested to see how the tape reacts over there. And I'm saying the all-time high, is that the all-time high? $200 or so. So the all-time high not that far out, so pretty good levels actually. I like the stock quite a bit. Not a bad volume either. 9 million shares, not the best, but not bad volume either for $140 stock. Possibly 50-cent spread, dollar spread, depending on how liquid it is intraday. We'll see how it plays out. I'm pretty interested to see how this one sets up tomorrow on the earnings report. NLCH, NLCH, NCLH, NCLH. Norwegian Cruise Line also reporting tomorrow pre-market. Let me zoom out to the all-time chart. That doesn't look too bad. Let's go back into the daily chart. Delete this line because I'm not sure where that comes from. I don't really need that anymore. This is the previous 52-week high area. Nice little breakout, pullback, holding support, keeps running higher. So not a bad move so far. But tomorrow earnings obviously is going to dictate everything. So for the moment, you know, you can draw your fancy lines on your charts, throw your lines up, throw your zones up that you might be interested to see how the stock trades when it gets there. But until earnings report comes out, your guess is as good as mine. BTRS, also another one that reports tomorrow pre-market. $11 name with 11 million shares, so very boring. Also stuck in a pretty boring range right there. I mean, get this name off my watch list right now. Get this name off my damn watch list right now. LOW, nice pop on LOW off the earnings report. Not sure if I care about a long on this one tomorrow. Let's actually zoom into the intraday chart. I mean, it did what I said I wanted it to do, just a little bit lower. Just a little bit lower. Potentially could have a day 2 move up, but it's lows. Lows. No, I don't care. I don't care. I'm not trading lows tomorrow. NRG. Yes, sir. This is what we care about. Nice little all-time high setting up on this stock. Let's get blasted, baby. Let's get this stock going. I want to actually make sure that was the all-time high and I'm not just making shit up. Okay, it is the all-time high. So let's get the stock blasted. Potentially a nice little quiet day tomorrow, and then we got a big move, a nice little 3-bar play on the stock. So very interested. We got a beautiful zone here that I'm looking forward to see how the stock trades in. 115 to 115.50. So NRG, high priority name. However, I don't think it breaks out tomorrow, but if it does, I'm interested. 115 to 115.50. It's actually 115. Yeah, I'll just say 115.50. You know, I'm very interested to see if this one can set up for a nice little breakout. Potentially breaks out in pre-market itself, and then we have to wait for dips into 115 to get long. So I'm very interested on that setup too. They're over 115. Another setup that could be in play tomorrow is a failed breakout of 115. It also could be, what are these lines? It could be a failed breakout of 115, and it also could be a reject of 115. So those are short setups. Short setups. AAP, God. Boiling blood boiling. Boiling blood boiling. Boiling blood boiling. Okay. Making a move into 52-week low over here on AAP. Possibly gets that move tomorrow and then bounces off of it. So I think you could find somewhat of an easy long off of this $35 area tomorrow. Nice little scalp off of 35. I won't be surprised if you get a quick $1.50 move from 35. But if 35 doesn't break, that's when real fun to the downside opens. I'm going to tell you right now, I don't see it happening. I don't see the stock going really weak below 35 tomorrow. It's gonna possibly go to 35 tomorrow and set up around this area for a breakout next few days after or the week after, but I just don't see 35 breaking down tomorrow. So for me, if I'm looking long, it's under over 35, and if I'm looking short, it's going to be on pops into today's VWAP, into $40 area, into whatever the earnings VWAP is, and earnings VWAP is today's VWAP because today is the earnings day. So that's $39, $39.40. I don't want to see the stock getting above it. If it's getting above 40, I am not short. I'm not looking short. If it doesn't get above 40, I love the short. Okay, so that's the idea over there on AAP. Let's go to Kava. Ooh, trickle down, waterfall move on Kava daily, every single day, going lower. Today, I guess you could say a little bit of an inside day. I tried to trade in today's range, but actually did manage to break today's low a little bit. Sorry, managed to break yesterday's low a little bit. You could call this a little bit of a change in characteristics, maybe, because it actually managed to reclaim somewhat of the previous day candle, which is something that it hasn't been able to do ever since the move started to the downside. But this is still a very expensive company. Okay, still a very, very expensive company. They reported 5 cents per share, and they're trading at like a ridiculous PE. So I'm not really that interested to look for an extreme long on Kava. Well, you got to keep in mind the stock was also at $170 just in November. So forget 170. It was at $130 just 5 days ago. So looking for a breakdown short might also be absolutely idiotic. So if I'm looking short, it's gotta be on pops. I need to see the stock popping and rejecting the $100 area for me to even think about a short. If the stock is not rejecting $100, then there's just no more shorts. That means buyers are stepping up and they're willing to buy above $100 area. It's just no more shorts for me at that point. I might look for a long, but I'm not looking for a short. I don't even have to trade the name, right? I don't even have to trade the name. There's way better names tomorrow to trade. NVDA, Snowflake. Like, I don't even have to take a look at some of these names that I'm taking a look at right now because there's no reason to trade them tomorrow. other than the fact that, oh, there might be a day 2 earnings move. But hey, like, there's some big names reporting earnings tonight. There's going to be a lot of momentum tomorrow to trade off of. So there's no even reason to go down the rest of the watch list. But I'll do it because I'm a good lad. Big reject candle on FSLR over there, but not really. I mean, it popped up. It pulled back, yeah, but I wouldn't say a reject candle. It pulled back, sure, possible. Finds support and gets back above the 150. It's still above 150. Possibly gets back above this marker that I just drew out, but potentially not trading FSLR tomorrow. Cart. It's a little bit similar to AAP, potentially going into this multi support zone area where does the thing come from? Oh, from here and here. Gotcha. So could go into a nice little support zone of $40, and if it does, you could potentially snag a nice little long on this name. But I could be interested on a nice little breakdown of today's low on this name tomorrow. So I'll put this one as a little bit of a higher priority, orange priority for now. So 40 support. Today's low is what, 42.50. So I'll put 42.50 above 40. 40 right below 40 to 50. Awesome. So watching that on pops, I want to watch how the stock reacts into the earnings VWAP. So that's right around $44. So we'll see how that one happens. Workday potentially getting ready for a nice breakout very soon. So watching how Workday sets up. However, the market might ruin that game plan. Ruin the game plan today, obviously, on the stock, but it might ruin the game plan moving further. So watching Workday, potential bounce if the market finally gets a relief. It looked like we were gonna get a relief today, but no relief on the market today. Still got sold off of pretty much yesterday's high, if I remember correctly. Sold off of yesterday's high. So Workday potentially waiting for a nice relief. They had a decent earnings report, if I remember correctly. They guided lower. I don't remember correctly. Don't quote me. So Workday on the watch list. No real levels. Basically technical levels. Earnings VWAP. Today's low. Yesterday's high. Yesterday's low. Basically simple concepts. Home Depot. Why are you even on my watch list? I'm not gonna trade you. HIMS. Volume dying down as expected, and potentially momentum and juice also dying down. It's on the watch list, but not as juicy of a trade setup. Mara reported, and if I remember correctly, Mara actually popped. However, Riot reported and Riot dropped. Ooh, I'm a rhymer now. So day 2 trade today. Day 3 trade will be a breakdown below 870. So if 870 is not holding on Riot, halas, it's game over. We're going to the downside on this name, but I think Mara and a potential bounce on cryptocurrency, aka Bitcoin, and a potential bounce on Coinbase and Mara potentially saves Riot from getting below 870. But it's a very simple 870, very simple, under over $9 on the stock. But I'm just gonna say 870, 870 to 9. Zoom, I don't think I care about a trade on this name. I don't. DPZ, woo. Woohoo, okay. Maybe we care about DPZ. The problem is it doesn't trade volume. There's no damn volume on this name, but it looks like it wants to break out of 485, okay? So it looks like it wants to break out of 485. You know what you could do? You don't have to take the breakout. What you could do is wait for the stock to get above 485, and if it stays strong above, above 485, could look for dip longs, but not interested in breakouts. APP, yeah, big slap in the face for APP. I mean, what a reject. Now we're actually back around where the actual EP episodic pivot move for APP started. You know, off of this earnings report, going from 200 to 400 to 500. So monster moves overall, but you know, short reports kind of ruining the game over here for APP. Very soon, I'm telling you, you're gonna see a news catalyst come out, and it's gonna say that the SEC is now probing APP, and that's gonna take the stock right back into 250. So be careful. You know, this stock was just at $500 a few days ago, so it makes sense that we're seeing the drop that we're seeing on this name, because if you are a big fund and you bought the shares before the short report comes out, and once you start seeing the amount of short reports coming out, you would be scared and you want to take a loss as soon as you can before it's too late. Right? So a lot of big move coming in. Imagine you're the short seller who got short in these areas, and those reports are absolutely printing you in the money at the moment. So big move to the downside on APP. At the moment, I think it's gonna have a nice inside day tomorrow, but you could use, once again, today's high, today's VWAP, today's low, the gap close level, and 5-minute pattern. So is APP going to be a high important level? Yes, but no clear levels to really play off of. So you're going to be watching the ATR range, one ATR move. You're going to see if the stock makes more than one ATR move. Is it going to capitulate in a certain direction? It basically capitulated right off the daily move, right? Daily capitulation move, moving to the downside the way it did. Sadly, intraday didn't really meet with the same volume, but you can call that a fail to break a low a day. Fail to break a low a day, and a beautiful reversal back to the north side on APP, right? So watching this stock tomorrow without a doubt. SMCI reported their 10Q, but you know, I guess the market is a little indecisive. They're holding it above 50, right? They're holding it above 50. I'm not sure if the audit is done yet on SMCI, but overall the idea is under over 50. If the stock is not holding inflection under over 50, if the stock is not holding above 50, there's just no long for me as a day trade. If it's holding 50 as it did today, I'm pretty sure it did. Yeah, today bounced exactly at $50 and 5 pennies. So you know, as long as it's holding $50 for me, I can continue looking long. I'm not worried about that trade at all. Baba had a nice move back up today. I'm not sure what the news was. Don't ask me because I don't know. But it did make a nice move back up today. Keep that on your watch list for sure. OKLO, a little bit of a move today, back up with earnings report tomorrow. Earnings report tomorrow, what, after hours or approximately? We don't know if it's going to report, but approximately reporting tomorrow, maybe pre-market or after hours. We'll see how this one sets up. Overall, intraday chart, not intraday, daily chart shows me that it's kind of bottoming out / bouncing from the most recent earnings VWAP, which is around $31 or $32. So bottoming around $32 and having a nice pop off of that. Volume also, you can see how the volume has died down drastically. It's kind of picking up right now as we're going into the earnings day, and also having a little bit of a bottoming action. So no decision for me until I find out what the earnings report entails, which might be tomorrow pre-market, which might be tomorrow after hours. Your guess is as good as mine. I don't know when they're reporting. All right, Robinhood, let's get rid of all these drawings. Yeah, boom, instantly delete, nuked my chart. Obviously cryptocurrency moves causing it a little bit of a reversal, but their recent earnings report wasn't that bad, so I'm expecting you know, support to be built back up again in this area. This could be a good spot for people to buy Robinhood on the dip, man. But now the question is, how low does the market really get? Is the market heading into a bear territory, right? With the way the market's getting sold off on every single pop, is it just sell the pop in the market? Is that the new theme in the market? So you want to be careful. I think Hood's 200-day moving average is, you know, a little bit lower, yeah, into $30. So if you really want to be patient to deploy your capital, maybe you want to wait for 200-day moving averages to come into play across the board. When stocks are into their 200-day moving averages, then slowly start accumulating shares on your portfolios, and then have advantage when the market kicks back into a bull market. You're gonna take advantage of some of the rallies, as long as you're buying the right stocks and not some boomer sleeper names that don't goddamn move at all. All right, Coinbase slowing down, MicroStrategy also slowing down. IBIT had a little bit of a breakdown today because Bitcoin had a nice breakdown today. So still watching the sector, very much in play. Meta had a nice reversal, a trend reversal from the breakdown that it's been having. So another change in characters. First change in character over here, another nice change in character. This is what's going to cause depletion in volume and some tightness in range. So I'm expecting some range contraction and some tightness to get formed on META. But thankfully, you know, META is like a 20 ATR move, 20 ATR stock, which I think it's gonna die down in the ATR and the volume slowly as we start figuring out what we want to do in this area. I'm not expecting a big bounce back unless the market really bounces back. So watching how Meta sets up. I don't really have a trade on any of these. The main ones I'm going to be watching in the mega cap sector, obviously NVIDIA, because they reported. NVIDIA, Tesla, and Apple. Those are the only ones I really care about in the large cap. You can see how Tesla is just on a straight waterfall every single day to the downside. Eventually there'll be a change in characteristic, possibly a little bit lower, but wherever that marker is, I'll be very ready to play with it. Just a little bit lower will be 200-day moving average, which is exactly the marker that I just threw in. So that marker near 275 is the 200-day moving average on Tesla. So if it goes down there and bounces, I think I love snagging some longs over there on Tesla, especially for some day trade. 275.50 is actually the 200-day move. So keeping an eye on that. Inflection still 300 for me. You know, 300 still technically that big level where it's either under or it's either over. So watching how that one plays out. Apple did not get to 250 today. Actually broke down. I thought Apple would get above 250, but no, does not want to get above 250. A little bit of a move down on Apple, especially with the bearish move on the market. Did I not say watch Apple actually go lower when the market gaps higher? It's exactly what happened. Market was going higher and Apple kept going the opposite direction. That's exactly what happened. Boy, oh boy, I am a fortune teller. But it's just a trend that I've been seeing, you know, playing out very often. Very, very often. QQQ. Inside day, which is good. Right? But with the way the market got sold on the pop today, I think it breaks down tomorrow, and tomorrow might be a big down day. Call me a bear, call me a short seller, all you want. But with the way the market sold off on the pop today, I just don't know if tomorrow is a long day. So 510, 509, 50. I'm very ready and eager to short that weakness below there. So watching how QQQ sets up, and that's basically going to be the last name on my watch list tomorrow. A nice hour-and-a-half stream, and I finally go get to eat some food. I have to then come back, do some notes, which I don't even know what stock I have to do notes on. So I'm gonna have to figure out. Probably that means I'm gonna make some less notes today. Probably save some time on you know, not writing up 11 million stocks like I do every single night. Save some time on that side. I still gotta journal my own stocks. I still gotta figure out how I can improve on my trades on the day. So lots of homework to do. I wish you guys a great rest of your day. Thank you for hanging out with me. Tomorrow, same time, same place, for the final stream of the week, final stream of February 2025. I'll catch you guys next time. Peace. Get ready for it. Trade off of. get ready for the watch list for tomorrow, ladies and gentlemen. So I'm gonna bring in my big screen over here, back to another brand new week of After the After Hours with your host TraderPrad. I'm doing great. Hopefully you guys are joining me on that great side. Markets are moving around. Might just be a risk on type of day, so let's see what happens. 8 o'clock tomorrow. As you guys know, we do the stream Monday to Thursday, 8 p.m. Shout out to my affiliate sponsors, Benzinga, Trade Ideas, the #1 scanner to go to, Trader Sync, promo code down below, promo code PRAD15 to get 15% off. I will catch you guys tomorrow, 8 o'clock, same time, same place. Until then, TraderPrad out. Adios.